In this video, I am going to illustrate how to export walls back into IFC. Now, if you pay attention to this wall is what's called a compound wall inside of Revit. If I were to edit this wall and show you the preview, go to the section view here. You can see a portion of this wall has the stone material assigned to it, while on the upper side of the wall, it is the brick. This division of material within the same wall makes it a compound wall. When we attempt to export this wall from Revit to a IFC settings or the IFC conversion, Revit sends the information as a single wall. There hasn't been a conversion process where it recognizes the composite of the wall layers that translates into something that IFC can regenerate. That's a limitation in the IFC process the way it is right now. To come up with that barrier of IFC not transporting the elements that we are interested in, we'll have to do something a little different. Now, this might not be the case for the inside rendering, the interiors, but obviously where the walls are more likely to be compound is the exterior. So just keep that in mind. To export the necessary layers we want from these walls back into the rendering process, what we need to do is select this wall, and I'm going to go grab all the similar walls, visible in view. So all my walls of that nature are selected. In here, as you can notice here, there is this wall, which is fundamentally a different material that I wanted to put, but essentially that's the same wall. The material override is acting here. That's why it's kind of showing the wood pattern here. But in reality, that's just the override. Now, none of the overrides transport or translate into IFC at the moment. So if you're planning to do that, I recommend you make a completely separate wall type with the appropriate material so that there isn't any override associated with it. And I'll explain what I mean by that. Once I select these wall types, then what we will do is we will create parts. Now, parts are the default Revit way of extracting the layers geometry from the walls as individual elements. That's what we will utilize. When I click on create parts, it goes ahead and try to do that. And here's this dialog box. Hey, some of the join conditions are different. And sometimes that can be a major problem. Then we need to adjust the parts geometry. If not, I'll just do OK here in this case. And I don't see much of a difference in this case. Okay. So as you can see now, I have access to these parts. And in the parts visibility, I have it set up as show both. If I do just a show parts, then the original object that makes up the wall is turned off in this view, and I only have access to the parts. That is what we want to be exported out into IFC. And earlier I was mentioning about this wall here. Now it doesn't have a sense of the override thing here. It is just showing me the simplest form of the wall parts that I was able to translate. And that's something that you may have to work on your own model. And same thing on this side as well. Okay. Once this is established, then it's just a matter of exporting out of this model. And you will go to File, Export IFC, and go through some of the LEVR settings here and hit Export. That's the best way to export the IFC out from your Revit model.